Thank you all. It is such a privilege for me to be able to introduce to you tonight my friend Don Samuel. When I was thinking about what to say about Don tonight, his wife Melissa reminded me that when he was introducing me at an Atlanta bar event several years ago, he began his introduction with, "Seen one prosecutor, seen them all." But I can assure you that in Don's case, if you've seen one criminal defense attorney, you have not seen them all. You know, I've often told people, and Don doesn't know this, that if I were in trouble and I needed a criminal defense attorney, Don is the person I would want to turn to. Now, I probably would be something of a difficult client, and so I'm not sure that Don would want to take me on, but the fact of the matter is, you know, there's some lawyers out there that are really great trial lawyers. You can count on them to be able to try the heck out of a case. And there are others who are really good in those pre-indictment negotiations, and they can convince the government not to go forward. And others are great appellate lawyers. But Don is the total package. He doesn't just do all of that, he excels at it all. You know, this is somewhat surprising given Don's rather inauspicious start as a criminal defense attorney. Back in August of 1982, he was 3 months into his time at the Garland firm. He was a labor lawyer there, and he got a call about midnight from Ed Garland and Steve Sadow. It is never good news if you are getting a call at midnight from Ed Garland and Steve Sadow. And they told him that they wanted him to go to Griffin, Georgia to see a woman in jail there who had been arrested for killing her husband. And his instructions were pretty direct. They were, don't come back from Griffin until the case is ready to be tried. So Don dutifully went to Griffin, and at about 9 o'clock, a little before 9 the next morning, he called the office and wanted to speak to somebody, anybody there, who could tell him what an arraignment was, because apparently he was about to go represent her at an arraignment. Well, Don came a long way after that, and I personally was on the other side of the courtroom with Don on a number of occasions. And despite the fact that I knew I was going to be up against the most formidable opponent that I could imagine, I always welcomed cases with Don. And that's because I so admired how Don went about carrying out his responsibility to zealously represent his clients, to give it absolutely everything that he's got, and to hold the government to its burden of proof. He was doing everything that he could to try to make sure that the system actually works. And I knew that Don was going to be fair and ethical and scrupulously honest in doing it. You know, I asked Melissa if Don had any particularly meaningful cases over the course of his career, and he had told her that, well, certainly the death penalty cases that he had handled, where he was able to obtain a life sentence instead of a death sentence, that those were obviously important, and that there were lots of memorable, big, high-profile cases from Ray Lewis and the Gold Club and scores of others. But he pointed out that the most gratifying cases are oftentimes not the big, high-profile cases, but rather, in his words, when you make a big impact on an ordinary person's life. That's why you want Don Samuel by your side. It's my privilege on behalf of the Southern Center for Human Rights to present the Luminary Award to my friend Don Samuel.